Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another edition of Book Review Thursdays, where I review books that I have read. Now I know that I kind of talked about Legend last week when I did my Young Elites review, but I figured that today I would actually dedicate the entire video to it since I did read it. Now this book is also by Marie Lu, and this is her first book. It's the first book of her first series, the Legend series. As you can see here, this is the one that I read, although I have the special edition first book. I don't know where it is. I have it somewhere. Maybe if I find it, I'll post a picture or I'll include a link to it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this one is an autographed copy. I got it autographed from a bookstore called Books and Books. And you can see there, autograph. You guys know that I love me some of that autographination and yeah, autographs. I like autographs. I personally don't really like paperback, but for some reason when I first went to buy Legend, I just kept finding it in the paperback edition, and then when I did find it the hardcover, it was a special edition one, so I went ahead and got it because I was like, okay, but I prefer it. I actually have this one up for sale if anyone is interested. I read it once and it's in pretty good condition. The corner down here is bent, but it came like that from the store. It was so annoying because it was their last copy, but I was like, whatever. Just ignore the bentness. But aside from that, it's in really nice condition. And now this video, of course, has suddenly become me trying to sell you this book. It's not about that. We're going to review it. So just like last time, I'm going to talk about what I liked about the book and what I didn't like about the book, and give a, I guess, like a rating like I did last time. So I'm like fidgeting with the book. It's like floating all over the place. I'm sorry. My hands get restless. So what did I like about Legend? That's really hard because, as I mentioned in my last review, Legend was a really hard read for me. Now, to give a background, Legend is actually from the perspective of two characters, from Day and June. I don't mean Day as in daytime, I mean the person's name is Day and June. Day is a boy, June is a girl. And it takes place in a dystopian future, in a dystopian California. Well, the whole world is dystopian in this story. And at first, Day and June consider each other like enemies until they realize that there's a bigger enemy in the picture, I guess you can say. I don't want to get too into it because then I'll spoil it for you guys if you haven't by any chance already read Legend. So you get that from both perspectives, and just like the Young Elites, Marie Lu has done this thing where when it's Day, for example, the letters are going to be in gold, and when we're seeing June's perspective, the letters are going to be in black, and it'll say on the top June, so you never really get lost. I like that. I thought the premise of the entire story was really good, but the build-up was ridiculously slow. It was snail pace slow. So the first half of the book was painful, you guys. I really didn't think I was gonna get through it, and I kind of got upset because the story sounded so good that I went ahead and bought the next two books, because by then Champion already had come out. And Champion was actually what caught my attention for this book series. So I went ahead and I bought Legend. I brought Prodigy. I can't talk today. I bought Prodigy and I bought Champion all at once, and when I was reading Legend, I found myself having such a hard time that I was like, crap, why did I go ahead and buy all the books if I wasn't sure I was gonna like it? Now, like I said, the premise of the story is interesting. It feels like it's gonna be fast-paced, but it's not. The first half just is so sluggish. I think it took me, this is gonna sound maybe exaggerated, but it's true. It took me almost a year to read the first half of the book, because I would come, read it, put it away, read something else, come back to it, read it, so on and so forth. This is the thing about me. Once I start reading a book, even if I don't like it, I'm gonna finish it, because I need to know what's gonna happen at the end. You know, like, we can't leave it. We got to finish it. And I got around to finally finishing it this year during my school semester, and I have to say that the second half is a lot quicker paced. It's a lot more interesting and a lot more satisfying than the first half. Out of the two characters, Day and June, I will have to say that I like Day better. I find him to be a more interesting character. I find that June was perhaps, I don't know what to say. She has a stick up her butt. That's the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can put it. She's got a stick up her butt. She's kind of irritating, but she's supposed to be that way. Once you get into the book and you see why. I had a really hard time deciding what things I really liked about this book. It's not a bad book, but it's like I said, it's a difficult read. So it's like, it's far in between that you'll find stuff that you're like, oh yeah, I really like that. Again, probably favorite part was the second half of the book because it got faster. Unfortunately, same with Young Elites. Once I finished reading it, I didn't really feel that urge to kind of move on, even though they give you a sample of Prodigy. I'm still not sure. I haven't gotten around to reading Prodigy yet. That'll tell you a lot. Things that I didn't like. Obviously, the sluggishness of the book. It was just so like, oh, it was like torture. Literary torture. But what else? Oh, the continuity errors that I mentioned that you also see in Young Elites. You see it a lot here early on. That things will be described one way and then be completely different after you turn one page. That really frustrated me. The writing in here is a lot more rough, I guess you could say. You could tell that it's her first book. Yeah, that's about it. Like, I know that you guys are like, this is your review, but it's so hard because I guess it's pretty even. The things that I liked to the things that I didn't like is just kind of on par. There wasn't a lot. I don't really recommend this series if you're into more fast-paced stories, because it's just so slow. It's so slow. I don't want to tell you not to read it because I actually do like Marie Lu, and I think that Young Elites was a really good example of what she's capable of writing, but Legend was it was rough. If you want to follow Marie Lu, if you think she's an interesting author, if you've read Young Elites but not Legend, then maybe you want to go ahead and pick up a copy of Legend. Take a look at it. I'm sure that by now, I know this is gonna sound crazy, old lady suggestion, but you could always go to the library. I know those, those buildings with all the books, and borrow it and take a quick look at it. And if you don't like it, give it back, instead of wasting your money and buying a brand new copy and then finding out that you absolutely hate it. It's not horrible. It's a difficult read. That being said, so I think it's a pretty safe book for anyone. It's a teen book. Again, it's a YA book, young adult. I would say anyone from even as young as 13 and up, I think, could appreciate the story. There's nothing that difficult or R-rated or whatever you can think of in this book. That's all I really have to say about Legend. Read it. Tell me what you think. Leave me some comments. Did you like it? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I would have to say that out of 5 stars, I would give it 2 stars because it was okay. It wasn't like, oh my god, I must read this. The premise is a lot more interesting than the actual storyline. Unfortunately, what could you expect when it was out around the same time as stories as like Hunger Games and Divergent, which have done a lot better. But nonetheless, check it out if you're curious about Marie Lu. Alright guys, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. As always, leave me some comments down below. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!